Hi guys, it's Melissa here, down here in the Orchid Pergola, and it's pretty much the first day of summer vacation. The kids are out of school. My kids, I have one teenager inside, and I have a 7-year-old who's very happily gone to dance camp. So I've decided I am going to make big changes here in the Orchid Pergola. First, in order to keep things very clean and neat, I'm gonna have to take everything out. And if you've seen my pergola, you know, and it's so hot. It's 92 degrees in Miami. Tomorrow I have fun plans at a friend's house. On Wednesday I have some fun plans too, but today is gonna be work day. So I thought I'm gonna start inside the house, and I'm going to start with a big mountain of laundry that I can just get out of the way and put all the clothes back and all. And I don't know about you, but when it comes to doing stuff inside and doing stuff in the Orchid Pergola, I always kind of lean over to doing planty stuff. So I'm gonna work it in where I'm gonna do both things. But unfortunately, look at how the planets align. I started to make my piles of laundry and then the power goes out. So I said, what is this? How can I do laundry without power? So I go outside and I'm like, what happened? So I go outside and I see that there's a couple big trucks over at my neighbor's house. So of course, you know, that's a big thing to just lose your power just like that. I feel bad for the Cuban people that happens to all the time. But I freaked out for a moment and I said, what? I was defrosting chicken so I can make a nice summer something like chicken fajitas, something like that I wanted to have with fresh salsa or whatever. And then I saw the power went out and I said, oh my gosh. So I go outside to see the truck and I go up to the guys. I'm like, what's happening? What is going on? And he's like, oh yeah, you were told. I go, I was not told. He's like, well, last week we went around and told everybody. I said, well, last week I was at work, and this week I'm not at work. I'm at home doing stuff that requires electricity. So can you tell me now what you think I know? And they said, oh yeah, we are doing some work on, see, I'm so ADD, I don't even remember what they said. All I remember is that they said they're doing some work, they're digging holes, they're doing the electricity, and FPL, which is Florida Power and Light, should have told us. And it's going to take a long time. It's going to take 4 to 5 hours today. So be prepared. I go, well, I would have been prepared if I would have known. But then I said to myself, okay. Don't be reactive. It's the first day of summer. I can try to figure out something else to do. I guess I'm not gonna cook lunch. I'm gonna go out and get lunch, but it's like, you know what? It's okay. I can go out and get lunch if I need to get lunch. I can go to a mall or something, or to my mom's house, which is close by, if I'm really hot, because it's hot outside. But I figure we'll be fine. So anyways, I decided to, with that, I'm going to get something really nice done in the Orchid Pergola before it gets too hot. And I say that, and it's already 92, but whatever. So what's my plan? I'm gonna show you what my plan is. Like, this is gonna be a really embarrassing video because I'm gonna turn this camera on and show you what I'm looking at. And I am embarrassed that it has gotten to this. And I see there's a lot of YouTubers out there that they only show their place when it's looking fantastic. And I figure, you know what, you gotta see the bad too, because it not, oh, I see a bad, sorry, squirrel. That is a beautiful bloom. Okay. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to show you what I'm dealing with, and that's gonna push me to show you the after. And yes, I have no makeup, no filters, nothing. This is me in the morning, just with a ton of sunscreen because it's Miami heat. So yeah, I'm gonna show you because I have bumped into a couple of orchids that seem to have got some kind of either fungus or black rot. And if you saw the American Orchid Society, it's okay, the American Orchid Society Facebook page, I put it on there with a little video question, which I think it's very helpful because a lot of people put just pictures and then you can't really get the true scope of what's going on. So I put a video and I walked around I panned around the orchid and I showed them what's going on. And then I also gave them important information because everyone's gonna give in their 2 cents and they're gonna tell you, well, you did this, you did that. Immediately I got so annoyed at them. People are like, well, that's overwatering. Well, I didn't overwater that one. I only water a lot the ones that are mounted bare root with nothing. But anyways, then I said, well, I put my thing out there, put my picture out there for help, and these people are trying to help. So anyway, long story short, I really want to get this place in tip-top shape. I want to, yesterday we had to, the lattice was kind of like coming off because I guess the zip ties don't last that long. Well, maybe, I don't know, a year or 6 months. And then we had to redo that because I saw, oh my God, this whole thing is coming down. So I want to show you how messy and how disgusting it is now. And then I'm going to show you when I have cleaned it up. There's a couple things that I want to do also. I think this is going to be a mixtape kind of video, and I am going to take the patio and flop it around. I know it seems like a lot of work, and that's why I'm procrastinating, because I basically have to take everything that's on one side and get help. Obviously I can't move like that table by myself, and all the novelty fowl shelves, I gotta take them out, but I can't move them with them on them because a lot of them will tip over and break. So that's a lot of work. So in order for me not to get overwhelmed, which I already am, I'm gonna do first things first. So I made a mental list, and the first thing I'm gonna do is show you guys what I'm dealing with, and you're gonna be like, ew, disgusting, Melissa, oh my God, you're disgusting. I know you're gonna say that, and it's okay, but just don't tell me to my face because I'm cleaning it right now. I'm super, super busy. Okay, these are the only days, these 2 months are the only days that I'm gonna have hours to do these things, because otherwise they would be not high on my priority list, because I have to do family stuff, house stuff, work stuff, you know. So let me get the courage to turn this around and show you what I'm doing. Even at this, hi, what are you doing? Oh, you live here. I know that one lives here because I always see, that's a lizard. You see her, she's right there. She or he, I don't know, was missing a tail at one point, and now the tail is growing out. But I always see that particular, it's so funny how you start to recognize your lizards. So anyways, I'm gonna show you what I'm dealing with, and I'm pretty embarrassed, but I gotta get to priorities first. Cooking, cleaning, working, exercising is very important, and then this stuff. So here we go. Okay, so I've been sitting here for 10 minutes trying to get the power, I guess, to deal with this. So this is my tower. I'm sitting on a little bench, but if you could see, there's a lot of debris on the floor, and that's a big no-no for orchid collecting. See way back there? I sprayed some water, but I realized, okay, that's definitely not enough. I need to move things. I need to take out, there's a lot of weeds that come out in between this because of course I'm fertilizing. So, and then this cart used to be so helpful. I need to clean out the whole thing. I don't even know what's in that bag, and I'm afraid to lift it up and for a tarantula to pop out. It's not good to keep a lot of these things out in the sun. So now in these summer months, I've got to, like, this is my CalMag, this is orthene. So this is like a lot of the stuff that, you know, will melt. Like I have an orchid fertilizer here that I'm pretty sure I gotta throw away. I have to throw this out. This has melted and become goopy and melted, even though I've been told that if you mix it up really well, you can still use it. But I have a big one. So I'm gonna throw that out. I have to clean all of this out. So this, let me make this smaller. This mess is more fertilizer, a piece of my tree that I thought I could use as a mount, but I'm not sure yet. It's really, really hard. Maybe. Okay, I have here, like, you know, the stuff that you have in the garden, but it's a mess. Look at the floor. And there's like roots. This is my work table. It is an absolute disaster. I really, really hope if I make my goals small, little by little, I can accomplish without getting all stressed. Oh no, sorry. My Rex is getting, there we go. So yeah, so those of you asking for what's going on with my Rexes, it's blooming time. Of course, they're not blooming because they're recently attached and acclimating and and all that stuff. But I'll give you a quick little look. In between, we could see some blooms while I do my cleaning, and that'll keep us all happy. What do you guys think? All right, guys, so this is my first Rex, and it is growing a beautiful new pseudobulb. The roots have established themselves on this driftwood, and I'm really happy so far. This is how I bought it. I didn't buy it looking awesome. I bought it like on clearance in the Tamiami show. So I am expecting for it to, and that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you have an orchid that doesn't look that bad, and then it goes through that period of establishing and acclimating, and then it looks pretty bad. So this is the part where I see new growth. So this is a new leaf, and this one, and now this. So that's good. My most recent one, and it's really hot, so I had to add a little bit of something. But you can see those roots are starting to grow and attach, which is very exciting. And you can also see, take this out and out of the way, you can also see this new pseudobulb right there, and you can see another new growth right there. So I'm really excited. The leaves look good. That's it for the update on the Rex. Hey guys, as you can tell, I'm inside. There's no power still in my house. And I had to take a break, and I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I came in, I thought I was gonna cool off, and it's not that cool in here. I'm cooler than being outside in the sun. But I've worked on my pergola for 2 hours, and I've got a lot done. I need to find a tool that's gonna help me take out all the weeds. So if you guys, for the next time, this time I'm just doing it the ridiculous way, which is being down and pulling out all the weeds from in between the tile. And I mean, it's a little satisfying, but it's a lot. Oh my gosh. So, all right. So I feel accomplished though, because I took everything out of my potting station area. I do think that I need to find another one, because that's made of wood, and that, even though it was treated wood for years with water, that's not gonna work. So I'm looking for a plastic one. I'm looking to see if they have a plastic one, nice big size, that I can use as a potting table. And I don't know if I should just go with like a regular, I don't know. I have to look for one. So if you know a good one, tell me in the comments where you got it. And the next thing I wanna do, I think this is not gonna be done in one day unless it's in the late afternoon that I can continue. I have the back end, and I'm gonna go out there in a second. I'm gonna go out there to show you the progress, which some of you might be like, I don't see a lot of progress. And some of you are gonna notice, because you've had this setup before, and it's a big difference when you get all of that dead leaves that have fallen to the floor, the weeds, and just give it a nice spray. So I do plan to clean it with Phizan. But before I do the Phizan, I think I'm gonna do like bleach, and the bleach will go down and take care of the weeds. And then after the bleach, if I don't faint, because me and bleach don't match. But after that, then I think I'm going to hit it with Phizan and take everything off all the shelves and see. Who knows? I may need a whole new bleacher system. So I call it like my center island. That's where I have most of my orchids. And yeah, a lot of changes are coming. As you can tell, I'm overwhelmed, super overwhelmed, but feeling accomplished step by step. So I will catch in with you in a little while to kind of show you what I did. I also have an impromptu haul. I don't know how that happened, but I went to Home Depot. So basically we redid the driveway and the walkway to the mailbox, because there was just like stepping stones, and it looked very like rudimentary. It didn't look good. So eventually we just said, okay, we need to get the same kind of, like we did the driveway, we're gonna make it out to the mailbox. And it looks really nice, I'll show you. And then on the side, there was no grass. There was like these big empty spaces. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get grass at Home Depot and some more lava rock, because I need that to finish the project. So I went to Home Depot, and yeah, I'll show you. Not big, not at all, but I show you what I did, and I'll catch up with whatever's next soon. Okay guys, so the pergola is looking really good. I had my son come out and help me with the weeds. And so for some reason I said, now that he's out here, he's gotta help me with the heavy lifting. So I used to have some cement block tile things here. And I said, they're being wasted here. I need them to block all this grass growing situation that I have to figure out. So in the meantime, I had him move those. Those weigh 45 pounds each, so that my plants should not be amongst the weeds. So that's what we did here. They're all out here. It's still somewhere in the 90s here in Miami. I'm not too happy with the back of that. I'm not too happy with this whole greenhouse, to be quite honest. This whole greenhouse, I don't know. I do like that I guess the environment here is very conducive to having my orchids grow and bloom, but it's not pleasant to, it's not pleasant to come in. Look how pretty she is. This is Mayor Yamasaki. It's the best fragrance in an orchid. And yeah, if you don't think so, I don't know what to tell you. It is the best. Mayor Yamasaki. Anyways, so I'm not too happy with how this looks. I really can't bring people in here and be showing off any of my orchids because it's just crazy tight, and only I made my little path. So all this is not good. I don't know. I need ideas. I need time, which is what I have now. So what I want to do is probably head out to Home Depot and see if I can get some more of these, so I can at least put them underneath my racks here so that they don't have a lot of weeds, and snakes don't have areas to hide, because that's what happens here, and it's really scary. So that's what I'm doing. I'll show you quickly when I put them all back on here. And I found something in the process. It's funny how you find things, good things. By the way, now my greenhouse is a pass-through. The opening is actually on the other side, but since the wind decided that it needed more ventilation, it just, goes either way. So look what I found. This one just bloomed recently, and she is finishing this bloom. But then I found buds in here and buds in here. Yeah, that's it. But that was enough for me to get happy. So now I gotta move all these cats back onto the shelf. And oh, I think I see more buds. Hold on. Do I? Yes, I do. They look tiny. Okay, so I'll show you when I finish. Okay, little by little, I now have to go pick up my daughter from camp and figure out what the kids want to eat. But this is what, it's not awesome. I think maybe a weed whacker can now fit in here, and we can just keep this, or they can lift up this from the back and just try to, but I'm afraid. They did it once and they sliced all of my cattleyas that were there, and of course they didn't realize. Well, they didn't realize. First they said it wasn't them, then they didn't realize. So anyways, that's what's going on, little by little, trying to get this orchid situation together. Well, on the way to the orchid pergola, I wanted to show you my gifted Dendrobium. This thing is going bonkers. I really don't like how it looks situated on a chair, but right now it's like I have to figure out what to do. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god, look how many spikes. And honestly, there was a palm fronds that fell and knocked out like 3 spikes. But besides that, it's going so crazy with the bloomage. Look at that. I would like to find a way to display her, know, to give her a proper spot. The chair idea was temporary, and then now it's looking like it's staying. But look how many spikes. 1, 2, 3 that broke off. So that makes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's intense. Granted, she's a specimen, she's huge. I probably can't take her for judging anywhere because she's just too big and too, like, difficult. But I'd like to see if I can hang her from some kind of a tree that will make her into a chandelier showpiece. So that's the next step. Kind of position everything properly. This other one, it's another one I have to situate better. I kind of wanted to put them, you know, I don't want to say destroy, but I wanted her to take a lot of good pieces and put her all over all my trees so I can have this kind of beautiful show when she blooms. This one, I still have 0 ideas. I put her in a pot with lava rock. She still looks crazy. I bought one of those cages, like a tomato cage. Doesn't fit around all the branches unless I give her a big trim. So I had to think about it. I backed off from that project, and I have to see how they get it with the weed whacker, and that bothers me. So I need to clean her up, get her nice and neat. So let's check out the pergola. So it's still a work in progress. I realized that since my potting bench is made of wood and it's kind of falling apart, I really don't want all of my pots on there for that reason, because the minute it gives way, then I have no pots. So I have to figure out. But look, can you see a big difference? All of this was full. Uh-oh, I still see some more that I need to. So down here, I think I'm gonna put all of my spraying containers, like this kind of thing. All of these down there, line them up nice, or maybe up there in the little shelf. My potting media, I have to arrange all that. I realized that my little push cart is so rusted that I just need a new one. So what's the next step? So I did a lot of the floor area. I am still gonna spray something so that it can you know, kill the weeds from coming right back, because you know that's what's gonna happen. I want to start rearranging. Okay, because for example, these are so high up that sometimes I forget and walk right under them and I don't see them, and that's a bad thing. So I'm going to eventually go row by row, take everything off. I want to Faizen everything. I want to make sure that these shelves are stable. That will be, I guess, the next step. I guess I have to continue tomorrow. There's no way that I have any energy left over. All of these have to be removed. I did a little bit of cleaning up here on this, what do you call this thing? A pallet. So previously I had thought, oh, how nice. Orchids like wood. A pallet has wood. So maybe just put phals straight on the pallet. And quickly I learned that wasn't going to work out. That never looked great. The orchids have produced keikis and remade themselves because they just don't like it. There's something is wrong. Maybe the wood is really bad quality or whatever have you. So the ones that were completely gone, I removed them. There's only like 3 left. And this one is on top of this one and stuck to this one. So I got to figure out what to do. I almost feel like just throwing the whole pallet away and starting again. But then I put this here temporarily. This is one of those bifoliates. Schilleriana, okay, doesn't look great, but she's acclimating. I thought maybe I can use a palette and put all of my Schillerianas together. That would be nice. So then I stopped mid-project so that I can decide what I really want to do. All right, and then I got up to over here and I realized, by the way, that power is back on. Oh, this is where my son was helping me. I guess he didn't realize that removing the weeds was an important part of weeding. He left them there. Okay. Anyways, so I want to reconfigure this whole area. And when I come back from picking up my daughter, see, look how neat that looks. I mean, not perfect, but it looks a lot better. It was horrible before. So when I come back, hopefully it stays overcast. I want to take out that whole shelf, move it out, completely move it out, clean the floor, clean underneath all of these. I call it the bleachers, the orchid bleachers, okay? And some of these are running into each other, so I wanna, now that when I have the space, okay, see how it gets moldy and stuff? I wanna clean all of that. And that's gonna be hopefully still today when I get back from picking up my daughter. I will have renewed energy to continue the cleaning of the pergola. I didn't think it was going to be so crazy, so difficult, but it is. Anyways, I'll catch you in a little bit. Bye. So I'm back on the patio, and by the way, the biggest thing is going to happen in the patio where I switch everything that's on that side to this side and vice versa, because I'm thinking that there's more room on this side and all the orchids are crowded on that side, and I need to switch them. Yeah. But I did want to show you when I did go to Home Depot that I found this, and I happen to love when I see an orchid coming out of its container. It means that it's big, okay? When you get the little bitty ones, I've seen some that are like this big. These are the 2.5-inch containers. This is a Vandico Stylus Baboon Velvet. It's really, really pretty. I think it is this orchid pictured, and I saw it coming out of the bag. So I'm going to open it up and give you a look. All right, so I took her out, and she has this kind of hanger. If you get a bag baby, don't throw this away. I've used that to make like a little hook. And once I unfolded her, this is what she looks like. I've purchased orchids this size for around $30. So for this price, by the way, the price is $10. Better Grow Bag Baby. I thought it was a pretty good deal. I'm going to carefully take her out of here. And my plan was to add her to my Vanda Tower. So that was that. The other thing that I got accidentally was from Sunset Nursery. I went to Sunset because I wanted to get a gift. We were going to a dinner. So, oops, sorry. So I went ahead and I got a nice Dendrobium and put it in a nice pot. And then I saw this baby sitting there by itself. You could see it had just bloomed. And no tag, nothing, no price, nothing. There's remnants of whatever was here. But I spoke to the owner and I said, well, I kind of like this growth pattern, and I see that there's a lot of new roots. She can be repotted soon, but do you have any idea what she is? And they said no. So they said that the price when they were about to bloom or blooming was $55. And I'm like, ooh, that's not happening. So I basically said, tell me if that's the price and I will walk away, because I'm not gonna buy a no ID for $55. That's not happening. So she basically said, okay, I'll give it to you. Well, she's seen me at shows and stuff like that, so maybe she recognized me, or I don't know what it was, but she says, okay, I'll give it to you for $30. And I was like, okay, that'll do. I'll pay $30 for this Cattleya that and then I'll have a surprise when she blooms. Okay guys, so this is the second day that I'm going to attempt. Yesterday I could not come out here and continue to clean because I had a special visit with a special orchid friend, and it was a great day. And then after that, life moved on. I had to teach a spin class, cook dinner, grocery shop, all those mommy things. But anyways, so today I'm going to continue, and I already started there, but this is the plan. The plan is to take everything out now that the weather is not crazy hot yet. Let's see how hot it is. And see this? I am risking poking out my eyeball, so I'm gonna have to reconfigure. All right, 74 degrees humidity. It is literally not bad yet, but I see the sun is coming. So I better get to work. So I will show you as I'm working, okay, what this is going to look like. I want to clean the floor. I want to take all of the weeds out. Okay, is it going to be perfect? No, but I realize being a perfectionist is no good for anybody, especially me. So I am basically going to do my best to clean, take everything out, and then I can start to realize how I'm going to reconfigure the space. So there might be a few changes and a few going back and a few do-overs before I'm satisfied. But anyway, I leave you with Toshi Aoki because she's gorgeous. Toshi Aoki, let me smell. I don't smell anything. But let's see. I think I need to go back to Ophi's and get some more of these. I don't know. Let's see how I reconfigure this space. I kind of like the fact that, by the way, I put my, oh my god, what's her name? Oh my goodness, Gram Speciosum, I think, out in more sun because Mr. Quest told me to do so. He said more sun, and he has a big one in front of his nursery. So I'm gonna listen to Mr. Graham, Mr. Quest. Oh my gosh, I need to get started. Maybe I need to finish my coffee so I can be making more sense. All right, I'll get back. Okay guys, so I have taken all of the orchids from the orchid bleachers from my shelf over here. I am starting to clean it up. Look at what a mess. It's so gross. Every now and then my husband comes out with a blower and blows. And yeah, I need to have a fan on or else I would pass out. It's very, very hot. Okay, so let's clean this all up. Alright guys, so it's been a couple hours and I've been working slowly, but I'm happy with the progress. I have rearranged and cleaned out my orchid bleachers, that's what I call them. I created this little area back here. Everything is separate, everything is more spaced out, maybe not, you know, optimal, but some of the ones that I noticed that had orchiata from my previous potting style, I went ahead and I put that into the greenhouse. So this all has been cleaned and cleared. I am trying to rearrange it so that I don't get whacked in the head every time I walk by here, so there's like a clear area to walk. It's funny, the other day I was asking my husband, I said, can you, I know that's a mess, can you come out here? I want to show you some nice orchids. And he's like, oh, you know, because it was so crowded and he's gonna get hit. So I created a clear path. Let me back this up so you can see there's nothing on the ground, because on the ground it's not good. So that's what I did today. I think I might come out later. This seems to be right in the middle, but I got an idea. I moved my cymbidium a little closer to the outside. I made here a clear way to walk out without having to duck. And over here, I got an idea of my bifoliates that are in this kind of, what do you call it? Holy pot that is very flat. Okay, since I have a thing with the Shilerianas and all that, I'm thinking that I want to have a couple more and do away with 4 phals that are there. So some of them came off really easily, so I'm gonna reattach them to a tree. Look at all of the moss that was like excessive over here. So that's what I'm doing so far. The Rexes are gonna be right here front and center, not bopping you in the face. And this is where I left off. So I have to keep on working. It's a lot to do. I was kind of wondering what I should do. These, I don't know, I need a better system. I need a better system for these. And next, I'm going to attack the center. I call it the center island. One of the things I like to do at least once a year is examine everything closely. Oh, and by the way, I sprayed everything back there. Everything. And this back wall has been fungicided. I know that's not a word, but has been hit with fungicide and insecticide. So I've also sprayed Phizan on the floor. I cleaned with Clorox. No. My allergies are gonna be very upset with me. So next up, I'm going to try to check out what's going on with this shelf back here. This shelf back here gets water when it rains, but it's pretty shady. And I didn't realize it was gonna work so well. It has more space so I can fit more on there. So I'm gonna decide what I put on here because it can't be things that are too tall. I've also, oh, I already said that. I moved, what is this? Anyway, so let's see how this works. Things are much more clear. You can clearly walk around here. Before the hose would kind of knock everything down and that was super annoying. But I want to work on this section here, make it look nice. I like to have things hanging, but not randomly. They have to make sense. So let's see if I get enough energy. I kind of like how this came out. Yes, the shelf is super rusted. I remember I bought it for around $80 at Home Depot, maybe a year ago. I try to put my favorites very by themselves in their special pots. But let's see what I have energy to do. I like this. Looks a lot more purposeful than that shoved into the corner. And shoved into the corner was never something that seemed like it was the right thing to do. So now everything has more space. This I want to attack soon because when the rains come, for some reason up there it leaks all right on those. So the ones that are very big pots that have bark, I am planning to move into my greenhouse. The ones that are very shallowly potted with mainly rock, put over here. I was also thinking of extending this system that I have there. And it's funny because last night I was talking with my friend Josh, the orchid principal, and I saw his shelves and had so much FOMO and jealousy in a good way. Jealousy, white jealousy, not bad jealousy, but wow, that's awesome jealousy. He had like custom built stainless steel, beautiful shelves, that racks that looked very professional and that moved if they needed to be, you know, if there's cold coming or whatever. And I was like, wow, look at mine. I got some old benches. I got some cinder blocks. So, but you know what? It's worked all this time, and maybe I can expand them, make them better, or paint them, because I know for a fact I'm not gonna be able to spend thousands on that. If anything, I will be able to get a new shade house, and that's progress. But yeah, that's what's happening because we also want to go on vacation this summer. So anyways, that is update number. Who knows, and how long will this go? I don't know. I thought this was going to be a 2-day thing, and it's turning out to be more like 3-4 days. And yeah, I'm going to go inside and eat something because I am starving. But I will give you the next part when it happens. Bye.